Hello, I'm Steve Dean with Friendwell, and I'd like to take this opportunity to show you just a quick look at our Genesis product. Let's do that right now. Okay, let's take a look at the actual product itself. What you see here on the screen now is the view of Genesis. This is a look of a pallet or an order screen, as it would possibly be on your system. This gives you the ability now on screen to see the information about the product, how many, and then down at the bottom is the buttons for actually creating or asking the printer to create the tags. If I want the printer now to create one of the tags for me, I can simply hit the one case tag button. At this point, the printer is taking the information from Genesis. It is encoding a chip that's in the tag as well as printing the human readable part. We just saw the tag that the printer produced. This is the tag that the printer just printed out. The barcode information is the electronic data that's plugged in. This human readable part at the top can be what you want it to be. There are some products available in our software such as Bartender that will actually let you design the human readable part of the label however you want it. The next part that the printer does not handle from this part forward, the printer does a single validation at the beginning to validate that this chip, there is a chip encoded in the label, which there should be the representative at the table, should have some of these to pass around with you as well. But it's looking to see that it actually can encode information into this chip. Once the printer has determined that this is an encodable chip, it sends the information to the chip, prints the human readable, and then it comes out. From that point forward, the printer can no longer do a validation of this tag. The validation would have to happen with some antennas like are on the back of this cart. Maybe I can swing the cart around a little bit as well. I'll try that, see how it works. But there are some antennas on the back of this cart. There's a reader mounted underneath. The chip information is now being picked up by these antennas, and as we saw on the screen a moment ago, this bar was red, this bar is now green. This gives you the information that you now can track or use to track this product with your own system if you want. This validation point can happen numerous times. I can remove the validation and then ask for it to happen again at a point that this product is being loaded or at a point where I'm actually maybe inventorying this product in my system. So if some of this is something you're looking to do with this can be made to happen that way as well. There's a lot of things that we as a company can help you do in customizing and taking this to the next level with your system. Okay, this is the Genesis software. Try to walk you through on the screen here a little bit of what you have the ability to do. You see here where you actually can create a palette. This gives you the option of actually creating your own palette if you wanted it to be a standalone piece. The select palette, which is the next button I will show you below, could be used to select the palette you just created, or it could be used to select an order that is being imported into Genesis from your system. Once this screen is up, I'll move it over just a hair, but once this screen is up, it's showing you the SKU number that you're actually putting, the SKU number of the product that you're putting out to be tagged. It shows how many, and then on screen you get the ability to generate your RFID tags, which, as we showed earlier, have which we will show, have the human readable as well as the RFID information encoded into the chip, the EPC number, if you will. Also, the software, I'll close this screen for just a moment, the software does have the ability in Genesis to do some historical tracking as well. I can ask for the historical activity. Let me move this where you can see it a little better. And I can ask it to just get data for all tags. On the screen now you can see pallet numbers, case numbers. I get the number of tags, I get read counts, the percentage of those reads, and the last read date and time. This information can be queried by all tags or by one tag. If you're looking for something that you're trying to find out when and where it came through the system, this can help you do that as well. This is a little tool that we use in Genesis that is built by a company called Dynacube, but it actually allows you to do some analysis and some querying I can go in and eliminate certain tags if I want to not show maybe but just one, or eliminate one or two. I can do that through the little tool by just taking the X off and then closing it back down. Those will disappear out of my view. I also wanted to show you our mobile cart. This cart gives you the ability to roll up to a pallet and produce RFID tags throughout your facility instead of one stationary location if that's what you need. The cart comes with a place underneath to mount a reader. The antennas that we saw earlier, we've made a bracket on the back for those to be mounted so they're easily accessible, or so you can get labels and so forth in front of them. It also comes with a place underneath that we've produced or fabricated for the computer to be mounted. This computer will give you the ability for it to be networked, or you can store everything in this computer for what Genesis is doing, and this can be totally a standalone piece. The next thing that you see on top is a touchscreen monitor that we've added on ours. The touchscreen adds the feature very nicely of being able to just ask for a pallet tag with your fingertip and the printer produce that. Just makes it much simpler to use, especially if you're using it on the floor and you have people that are also stacking boxes doing it. We've made the buttons large in the software so that a touchscreen works even with light gloves. So that's a nice option. Also behind the touchscreen is the RFID ready thermal transfer printer that produces your tags. There are a number of these that are available through various manufacturers. The printers are pretty standard. As far as being RFID ready, there's just an encoder and antenna added to a standard off-the-shelf thermal transfer printer today. Again, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to show you our product, as well as get the opportunity to show you the cart. rfidGenesis can fill your need for a compliance piece, as well as help take you into some integration into the world of RFID. Thank you for the opportunity. Ask any questions that you have at this time to the representative in the room, as well as myself or someone with Framwell would be happy to speak with you if we can help in any way. We'd love to be able to sit down and do a live demo with you with some hardware if that's necessary as well. Again, thanks a lot. Have a good evening.